Good morning, everybody. It is meteorologist Aiden Flood Forecast. Welcome back to another video, guys. This is going to be another update on the severe weather today, and it's looking like pretty nasty out here today. Looking like the worst day for severe weather this week. We're going to actually have multiple areas that can get severe weather. We're going to have the South Central, the Plains, the Midwest, and the Northeast, and parts of the Ohio Valley, guys. Multiple areas in one day, guys. We're going to have just a lot of severe weather stretching out across the country, all the way from the South Central to the Northeast. We're also not going to only have severe weather today, possible multi-day severe weather stretching for also probably tomorrow and Monday too for parts of the Northeast. So I'll be covering also those days too. But before we get to the video, guys, please do not forget to like and subscribe to my music channel, guys. I'm on my way to 10,000 subscribers. I'm hoping to do that before the end of the year. That would be incredible if we do. Alright, guys. So we're going to be taking a look at the active alerts right now. So we really don't have any active alerts whatsoever. The storms won't start until like the next 4 or 5 hours. But we're going to have some flood watches here and flood warnings. We're going to have a flood watch for the northern counties of Missouri. And then we're going to have some flood advisory for Kansas. And then we're going to have multiple little counties into the Midwest that have flood advisory. So it's really quiet right now, but that's not going to be the case in the next couple hours as we go more into the afternoon hours. So those are the active alerts. So let's take a look at the Midwest and the Plains radar, as we're going to have the strongest storms start to intensify there. So the reason why these storms are forming up really into the north and like really going to be very worse than, or it's going to be worse than they usually get, is because we're going to have some low pressure systems into the north. Usually you have those into the south, but these low pressure systems are actually going to make these storms a lot or not a lot heavier, just a lot worse and more severe than they usually are in the north. Because usually you have the high pressure system in the north, which again the high pressure systems kind of make the storms a bit weaker, but we're actually going to have two in just a little small area, which can cause that's going to cause 2 areas out of the 5 areas that can get severe weather. It's going to include the Ohio Valley in the Northeast, and then actually possibly 3 areas. But as we go in the next hour or so, we're going to have some small little storms start to form into the Midwest, and then possibly getting into the Muskegon area of Michigan. But not looking too severe. It's going to get severe later on. But as we go on, that low pressure system that was in the Wisconsin area is going to move into it's going to move into the central part of Michigan. That's going to bring very heavy rain for the Green Bay area, and they're going to bring some very heavy rain into near the St. Paul area. So after that, we're going to have a second low pressure system. So the first one's bringing rain for the eastern part of Michigan. Not going to be as bad, as that low pressure system really gets out of there very fast. Really surprising. Going to bring some rain for the eastern part of Michigan, and then the big one is going to happen in the next, I believe, 8 hours. Really strong storms there. The low pressure system is going to be quite big. I think it's 1,007 millibars about there. Quite big for severe weather type. It's going to be very, very powerful storms in the Madison, Wisconsin area. Again, guys, the Midwest is not used to these powerful storms like this. Like, this is what you see in the Southeast and parts of the South Central and the Plains. Don't usually see that. Just alone like that in the Midwest. It's gonna intensify as it goes up to Lake Michigan. So if you are in the Lake Michigan area today or tonight, please watch out, as the waves can be a bit bigger than usual. Gonna bring some very heavy rain to the Milwaukee area, and then parts of where Jesse Philbrandt lives, and it's gonna even bring some small little bands into the northern part of Illinois. That second low pressure, this low pressure system moves away very fast. It goes into the to the east, which forms that storm from the Michigan area, which was before, to be stronger. So it's going to bring very, sorry, my voice is like really weird in the morning. So it's going to bring very, very powerful storms in Detroit. Usually don't see these storms this early in that area in Detroit, but it's really going to be quite powerful, honestly. Could even cause tornadoes. This is the big deal right here. So this is where we have all these storms stretching from the the Oklahoma area all the way to the New York area. We're going to have multiple bands moving to the south. We're going to have up to around 10 very severe bands moving to the south. That's going to impact a lot of areas, including the Midwest. It's actually going to move to the east a little bit, which will affect the northeast. So guys, we're going to have very strong storms moving to the Buffalo, New York area into Erie. Then we're going to have a second band that's going to affect Toledo, Ohio. Then we're going to have that third band that's going to affect central part of Michigan. We're going to have that fourth band that's going to affect parts of the Big Bend, Indiana area. Then we're going to have a small little band that's going to actually be quite a bit longer. It's going to stretch from the St. Louis area to the Wichita, Kansas area. It's going to be very thin, but again, guys, the size does not matter. And as we go later into today, more to tomorrow. This is going to be tomorrow. These storms start to fall apart a bit. They go to the south central, to the northeast. So that leaves some small little bands for the Ohio Valley area. Then later tomorrow into the area, we can just possibly have some scattered rain showers into parts of the West Virginia area. And then we can have more severe weather coming to the Kansas area into Monday. And then that will really fall apart there. So it's looking like the worst day is going to be today for the areas in the plains in Ohio Valley and Midwest. So into the northeast as we go, you really see those low pressure systems forming to the Toledo, Ohio area. It's really going to be 1,000 millibars now, which will kind of make it a bit stronger. Going to bring very strong storms for the near the Toronto area. That's going to eventually form some strong storms that are going to move into the northeast. Possibly have two small bands. One into the northern part of New York, the northern part of Pennsylvania, and then it's the southern part of New York. That's gonna bring that next low pressure system to move up to the north, which will bring Buffalo, New York, very strong storms. And then we're gonna have light to moderate rain for the northeastern part of Philadelphia, and the northeastern part of Pennsylvania too. And then we're gonna have some light rain that is just north of the Pittsburgh area. And then this is where we had that strong storms moving to the Fort Wayne, Indiana area, into the Toledo, Ohio area. It's going to start to go, that low pressure system is really going to go up to the north, which will bring just a lot of rain in general for the Canada area. We're going to have this ridge right here. It's going to block it up, except for this area that's going to be right into Portland, or not, the Bangor, Maine. And then this is going to be tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow, no rain. Except those light rain showers if you're off the lake areas, or if you're in northern Maine. But Monday's again the next day where we're gonna have multiple bands come in here. Gonna be very small, but it's gonna stretch quite a long area, all the way to the Tennessee area, to the Canada area. We're gonna have a very good formation here. We're gonna have just multiple bands in one general line. Going to stretch all the way to the Albany, New York area, affecting parts of the Harrisburg area, parts of the northern Tennessee area. Going to bring multiple bands though. Again, it's going to start to fall apart really fast with small little bands to the New England area. Sorry guys. And then we're going to have some strong rain moving to the Long Island area. It's going to be quite small. And then that should move off by then. And then we're going to have some light rain moving to the Tuesday area. Nothing severe. So then we're going to move to the South Central very fast now, where they can get some severe weather too. So later on today, we're going to have multiple bands come in for this high pressure system. That's going to bring some small little bands moving to the Oklahoma, which is the Dodge City area, all the way to the Albuquerque part of New Mexico. And then when these bands move south today, and then around 10 hours from now, we're going to bring multiple bands into the parts of the Amarillo area, to the Oklahoma City area, to the Tulsa area, to actually for the St. Louis, just south of the St. Louis area. So we can have those multiple bands again. And then it's not going to be too bad in the south or the south central. It's just going to have some small little areas that can have severe weather, and that can move into the southern part of Oklahoma, into small towns of Texas, and then it should go away by tomorrow. And then Monday is when we can have that more severe weather move into the panhandle of Texas. And then I believe this is going to be Monday, yeah. So Sunday is going to be the break day for most of these areas, like we saw yesterday. Going to bring really strong bands to the Tulsa, Oklahoma area, and the northeastern part of the Oklahoma City area. And then that should go away very fast, and then we can just have some scattered little storms. Alright, so we're going to be taking a look at the Storm Prediction Center, guys. So it did get a lot worse compared to what we had yesterday looking at this. So we're going to have a widespread area and a slight chance stretching from all the way to the Wyoming area, the Cheyenne area, to all the way to the Albany, New York area. So we're going to check out the areas. 34 million people in the margin. We're going to have Columbus, Ohio, all the way to the Denver, Colorado area, all the way to Oklahoma City area, to the Cleveland, Ohio, to the Tulsa, Oklahoma. So these are the areas that can start getting affected later on today. Again, just going to these outer bands. The slight chance now is where we can really have those storms start to intensify as we go later on. So we're going to have 34 million people in this, around the same population. We're going to have Chicago, sorry. We're going to have Chicago, Illinois. We're going to have Detroit, Michigan, Indianapolis, Indiana, Milwaukee, and Kansas City, Missouri. So those are the areas that can get some strong bands, and then just some multiple up to 2 to 3, and the enhanced versus now where we can get the strongest bands from these areas that are going to move to the south. So we're going to have the areas in the 5 million people in this worst of this area. So we're going to have St. Louis, we're going to have Springfield, Peoria, Illinois, Columbia, Missouri, and Decatur, Illinois. So Decatur's actually been there quite a long time. So we're going to take the summary. Widely scattered severe thunderstorms are expected mainly this afternoon and evening from Lake Michigan vicinity southwestward to southern high plains. Large hail and damaging winds will be primary threats. So again, the primary threats will be large hail. So if you're in Lake Michigan area, you really want to maybe get out of that water. Tornado chances are only 2%, really low. Then we have a 30% chance for some severe winds into those areas in the St. Louis and Decatur area of Illinois, and then hail. We're actually going to have a good threat there, to more than a 30% chance there in those Springfield, Columbia, Missouri, St. Charles, Missouri, and St. Peters, Missouri, and those areas can actually have a good chance for having some hail. So we're going to go to tomorrow now. So tomorrow is where we can have that severe weather moving to the those last bands moving to the Mid-Atlantic area. And then we're just going to, again, have these small little bands forming into the southwest. So we're going to have some slight chance for New York City, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, and Newark. And those are basically all we're going to look at there. Sorry if you guys hear the dog barking. It's really annoying. And then day 3, which is going to be Monday. Monday, I believe, is day 3. I'm honestly losing count of days. It's going to have a margin of risk there. So we're going to be taking not only of the severe threat, tornado threat, or hail threat. Sorry. We're also going to have a flooding threat. So we're going to go all the way to around Tuesday, where those storms are going to be gone. We're just going to have the scattered little bands. So we're not going to have a lot of rain to the northeast. Very surprisingly, even though we're going to get a lot of rain in that area, it's going to have some areas that can get up to 1 inch. The most of the amount of rain will actually be in the Oklahoma area, southern Oklahoma area, that can actually just reach 3 inches. Not a lot of rain, honestly, for much of the country. It's just going to be this small little area that's going to get, honestly, not even more than 4 inches. So yes, flooding can be an issue, but there's a very low chance, though, but we can mark that out either way. So that's the area for the possible flooding. So now we're going to be taking a look at the Cape values, as this can be quite very surprising. I'm going to go all the way to the Midwest as we're going to have some very high numbers there. Not very high, but very high for these areas that don't get a lot of high numbers in Cape. So we had 2,600 in the part of Chicago. Aurora going to have 3,900, and Rockford 3,400. We're going to actually have some very high numbers moving to the southern part of Michigan, 3,700, 3,000, and 4,000. And then Fort Wayne will be at 3,300. Then we're going to have another area into the Topeka, Kansas area that can actually reach up to 4,000 and around 4,100. And then we're going to have those same areas into the western part. We're actually going to have the highest numbers into this little panhandle area, into the Oklahoma area that can actually get to 4,800. But we're not going to see any 5,000s today, or not that I know of. We go to 8 p.m. tonight. That's where we're really going to have these storms really going to have these thunderstorms moving to the south. We're going to have 4,500. We're going to have 4,000 to southwest or southeastern part of Kansas, and then 3,800 and 3,900 in northern Oklahoma. And then in the Toledo area, we're going to have 2,500, and then for the Burn area in Indiana, we can have around 3,500. So let's go to Sunday now. So Sunday is where we can see those possible normal kind of for the southeast, but we're going to have some really high numbers that for the Mid-Atlantic. We're going to have 3,000, and then we're going to have those numbers, really high numbers, moving to the parts of the southeast. And then we're going to have, we're going to have those strong numbers moving to the New York area, not southeast. And then we're going to have 4,200 in those areas near the Lubbock area. And let's go all the way 11 p.m. Tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Can it be a lot calmer that night? So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Again, oh my god, my voice. Again, guys, I really appreciate it if you like my content. And I'm not going to have another update on this, sadly, today. I'm going to have something else. It's going to be a surprise, but it's not going to be really a big surprise. But I'm just letting you know I'm not going to have another update on severe weather today. This was it for today. I'm going to have another update. I'm planning from maybe in between 3 to 4 p.m. posting it around there. I'm not sure yet. But it's not going to be severe weather, just so you know. And some people might be excited about it when it comes up. But yeah. See you guys in the next video, and bye.